So I'm Caleb, as you just said, and this message is going to be on identity. Finding it, where to find it, how to find it. I'm going to start off with Moses. Most of y'all know the story of Moses. I hope you do, because I'm starting with him. But you can totally imagine he had identity issues. Like, his mom, to keep him alive, had to send him down a river in a basket. And then his grandfather was basically the ruler. They revered him as a god in Egypt. So that's pretty cool, honestly. But so one day he's just walking around with the slaves working. Then he sees a taskmaster brutally beating this slave, and he ends up having to kill the taskmaster. Then he buries his body in the sand. Then the next day, he sees two slaves fighting. He's like, "Why are y'all fighting? Y'all are on the same team." And then the slave said, "Who gave you the authority to be over us? Are you going to kill me like you did the taskmaster?" So now he's super scared because they think he's a murderer. And if they know, Pharaoh probably knows. So he runs away, becomes shepherd and whatever, 40 years. But now the person he revered as his grandfather, the person who he revered as a god, now wants to kill him. He knows that others think he's a murderer. He might think he's a murderer. He's having issues right now. But even through his thoughts about himself, others' thoughts about himself, God knows him better than anyone. Just like he knows any of us better than anyone. Because he knows you better than anyone because he made you. He's still making you. He's developing you for his will, for his plan. God defines who you are in making you. And saying that, I want to share 3 points with you. One, God knows you perfectly. He knows your future, your past, your present. He knows all of your thoughts. He knows what you want to do. He knows what you have done. He knows what you're going to do. And second, God owns you. He's created you, and if that wasn't enough, he had his son sacrificed for you. And third, God has complete authority over you. No one except for God can tell you what to do. And his words are eternal and final, meaning they are forever. No one else. Okay, other people matter, but what he says matters more. Other people are going to try to be God, think you can't have an intelligent thought without them. Ignore them. God is going to act and create according to his nature. He has one nature. He will never change. So all of his creation is a reflection of him, being that he creates according to his nature. So that means you are a reflection of him. Who you are and who God is are really connected well. Sorry. But being that, looking at creation, looking at other people, take for example 3 states of matter. The Trinity, say. Solid, air, gas. They all work together perfectly. Air keeps us breathing. We eat things and we drink things. But that's God. He keeps us alive in every way. And everything comes from him. To, everything, emotions, to love, there must be someone that loved. To forgive, there must be something that forgave. Everything comes from God and is defined by God. Sin is even defined by God. It is unrighteousness, ungodliness. Sin's attributes are the opposite of God's attributes. Everything comes from God. Wisdom, knowledge, discernment, learning what to do and how to do it. And to understand everything, being that you can look at something and see God in it. To look at God, you can see everything else. If you look at God, you study God, you understand God more, you can understand everything else better. And that even works for sin. You can understand it better. To see something in the dark, you don't go and look in the dark. You don't go grasping, just blindly. You turn on a light switch. God is the light. You look to God to turn on that light switch. So to find out what drugs are like, you don't got to do drugs. But again, sorry, hold on. Okay, I'm just going to hold it because this isn't working. But since God is knowledge, he created knowledge. To become closer to him is to have more knowledge. People in history have backed this up. Galileo, Isaac Newton, George Carver, they all done great things in history. And all of them, if not had faith, have had respect for God. And this is backed up, again, by Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. They all had fear in God. They weren't like probably hiding under a rock or anything. But they were obviously pretty smart. So since God is the understanding of, since God is the beginning of knowledge, to understand him is to also understand yourself. You can find who you are by looking at him. You can ask him. That's one of the great things about prayer. But backtracking to Moses, Moses asked God who he was. And he said, I am who I am. That kind of sounds unhelpful, but this is what it meant. He is one and whole, Deuteronomy 4:4, meaning he is himself. There's only him, and he is all. He exists as he is. There's only one form for God to take. He will never change. He is forever who he is. He exists by on his ability. Without God's ability, he is not God. Being that he is God, he has his ability. And he's the God of himself. And something cool about that is he doesn't need to attribute himself to anything, unlike the Egyptian gods, which is why I think Pharaoh was kind of scared whenever like all those plagues happened, because you had the sun god, the god of the Nile, and the god of the royal family. God darkened the sun, he turned the Nile into blood, and he killed the firstborn of Pharaoh, proving authority over all of those gods. And he is transcendent and eternal. He is beyond our comprehending, beyond our knowledge. And he's eternal in that, well, he's eternal. He is everything. He will forever be. But again, your identity will become infinitely more clear whenever you turn to God, whenever you look at him. And I'm almost done. I have just one last thing. Something cool my brother showed me. So Yahweh, which is the name of God, in Hebrew is spelled YHWH, no vowels. And they pronounced it as a breath. So God's breath is literally in your lungs. Like we have a song saying that. They pronounce it, I'm assuming, Yahweh, or, but, not that loud probably. But it's really cool. But that's about all I have, so thank you.